Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 3, Designated Hitter Pod, DH Pod here. We are excited. Feels like it's been a while since we recorded, John, but I'm excited to get rolling here.
It's feels like it's been a minute, but we got a good episode today. We got some good content.
Yeah.
We got some topics that are right up my alley, being fat.
So. a lot of good vibes, a lot of good momentum coming into this podcast here. I think it's because a lot of the content is going to be near and dear to our hearts,
and our
stomachs. You know, just things that we enjoy, right? Things that we enjoy. Everyone's good. If you don't know by now, we're talking food here. Talking food, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun episode. We're super excited. I got 2 segments to bring to you. Should we just jump right in, John? I mean,
let's jump in.
Yeah, we've been sitting on this for a while here, so let's jump right into it. It's going to be overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. We're talking food here. We all know that there's some stuff out there. Okay, that's just there's a lot of trends that have been happening over the past 3, 4, 5 years when it comes to food. Not necessarily the diets out there, all these little fad diets. I mean, I remember when the only fad diet was the South Beach diet, getting nice and thin, getting slim fast.
I know exactly.
Yeah. But overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. We're talking food tonight, John. Let's get the people started. We'll start off with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with an appetizer here. Underrated, perfectly rated, or overrated potato skins.
Oh, they're absolutely overrated. They're overrated.
There's no shot.
They're overrated. They're overrated. Let me tell you why. So when we're talking potato skins, if I'm only ordering potato skins from, if I go to some like food truck on like the side where they got like some banging food, like, and they have like loaded potato skins, I'm going to try that. But 80% of the chain restaurants you go to when you order potato skins, you get fake bacon, that bacon bits, crumbled bacon. You don't get enough sour cream. It's like they put it in a microwave, dude. It's overrated. Potato skins are overrated.
It's underrated. It's so underrated.
I don't see a scenario.
If you hand me a good potato skin, I'm all in. There's nothing I like more than cheese, bacon, and potatoes all together.
Okay, fundamentally, I agree with that. But when I think of all of those ingredients, I get very excited, John. I get very excited. We're talking potato, we're talking bacon, we're talking cheese. Like these are all things that I absolutely love. But time after time after time, potatoes, the delivery of what you get, your expectations are here. And what you end up getting from potato skins, it's just, they never can deliver on how good it can be. It's just mush. It's all mush at the end of the day.
Then you're going to the wrong place. You're going to TGI Fridays.
Yeah, but they're just never as crispy as they should be. They're the excitement is so high with potato skins because there's such a huge opportunity. Like it's something that if you execute on it, it's absolutely fantastic. But I feel like time after time, it always disappoints me. It always disappoints.
We disagree on that.
It should be better. It should be better. And that's just, I just think potato skins are overrated. I just do. I got one for you, John. This has taken over the world, and no one's really talking about it. Everyone's talking about it, but no one's talking about the influence that this thing has. Overrated, underrated, perfectly rated avocado.
Overrated. Why do I want a mushy, just green dollop of avocado on anything? Avocado toast. It's all overrated. It's just mush. It's literally just mush. It's overrated. Everybody's like, oh, I got to start my morning with avocado toast. No, I don't care if it's a healthy fat. It's shit. Okay, it's just mush. You're just eating mush on top of toast.
So
no, thank you.
So
overrated.
Here's what I'm gonna say. For a very long time, I thought avocado was overrated, and I'm not ready to say it's underrated because it's definitely not. But when I was thinking about this, I think avocado is perfectly rated. Okay, let me tell you why. Guacamole is very good. Call it what you want. Avocado toast, when made right, is very good. Here's the issue. Avocado by itself is dog shit. It's absolutely terrible. It's got no flavor. It's got no taste. You need to season the fuck out of an avocado for it to be any good. If you give me, there are places that serve sliced avocado as a side. What is that? You just throw
It's
that
mush.
away.
It's mush.
It's going to be brown in 30 seconds. Like it's not good. But the things that you make with avocado, I think make up for how bad it is standing alone. That's why I think it's perfectly rated.
I still say, Shrek diarrhea is overrated. I hate mushy avocado. It's so,
Ladies and
it's
gentlemen,
just nasty.
welcome to the bathroom of Jonathan Scott. He has given you a first class invitation to
Now,
the throne de Scott.
so I'm gonna throw another app on there since we're on the topic.
Sure.
Now you might go into a little fancier of a place and get this, but I'm gonna go with a cheese platter. You get an assortment of
Ooh.
cheeses. You get some bruschetta. No, not bruschetta. Sorry, some like sliced meats on there.
Yeah,
A cheese platter.
prosciutto, some
Yep, exactly.
fig.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm gonna say overrated.
Yes. Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
it's overrated one because a cheese board or charcuterie board, as
I still
some may
can't
know it
pronounce
at.
it.
I know you can't. I know that's why you didn't say it. It's overpriced for what it is. If you go to like a nice place, like you said, you can't get it everywhere. You're not walking into a Chili's and you're getting a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
And if you do, shame on you. But
Yeah.
if you go to a nice place, a little fancy spot, they'll tax you for a charcuterie board. I'm talking $24, $27, $28 for like a large cheese board with all the
Yeah.
little dipping sauces and the honey and all this BS. It's just, I understand the concept. And like, let's say I'm going to have a wine night, which few and far between, but if I want to go to a nice place, drink some wine, and I'm not really hungry and I want to get like a cheese board just to pick at, sure, there's a time, there's a place for it, but nonetheless, it's overpriced. It's completely overpriced for small pieces of cheese.
I can't stand cheese platters, charcuterie boards, whatever you want to call them. I just think they're fugazi. I hate them. I don't want just raw dog cheese on a plate and mix in a couple meats. I don't. It's overrated, overpriced.
Yeah,
Not going to be ordering
I
it.
think the problem at the end of the day is the price. The price just it's cheese. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. People will pay for it and people will spend it and not care, but like you just it just doesn't feel right charging that much for cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
Too
well,
ritzy for me.
yeah, it is. So we'll move on here, John. I got something here that I'm very curious to hear your opinion on. Very curious because I feel like it's a hit or miss for some folks, but nonetheless, in your opinion, we're talking sushi, overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. Sushi.
So I'm not really a big sushi guy.
Okay.
I would say it's perfectly rated.
Okay.
So people go nuts over sushi.
Yeah,
Really, I
absolutely.
mainly stick to the tempuras, so the fried sushis. I don't really dabble in
Bro,
like
you
the
got to
eel
expand the
and
whole
the.
palate, Jeff. Come
Oh,
on.
nope, nope. It's another one that's mushy. It's another one that's just you're eating it and it's mush. But also, I don't like things that are like I don't. Spice for me is a no go. So anything that's on the spicy side, a lot of the better sushi, from what I've been told, is spicier. But sushi for me, I love the tempuras, but after that, I think it's overrated. It's perfectly rated. Excuse me.
John, you got the we got to up the palate here. You got the palate of adolescent, man. We got to get you going here, Jeff.
I don't want to spend $100 for two rolls and be starved afterwards.
I mean, but okay, listen. All right, take price out of it. I'm just saying. Do you? We understand why it's expensive, right? Like it's nice,
Yeah, yeah.
fine pieces. Like it's an art form. There's stuff that goes into it. Flavor wise, though, I think. I mean, if you get the right one, I think there's an issue with. Sometimes I don't know how to order sushi. I think sometimes I just go rogue and like I get stuff that's just a little crazy. In my opinion, I think it's perfectly rated as well, right? Like I think there are it's different strokes for different folks, but at the end of the day, you can find your lane when it comes to sushi. Like you said, you're a tempura guy.
I
right?
stick in that lane.
And
I
that's
stick in
fine.
that. That's why it's perfectly rated, because I
And
stick in that lane.
correct. And I think what sushi has done is like, all right, we can go very simple, go California roll, right? Nice and easy. We're gonna go like a little shrimp tempura, very nice and simple for those who are in the beginner levels, and that's where they feel comfortable. But you can get fucking crazy with sushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Once you go nuts with
we
it,
can
then
go
it's
with the
like,
little eel and the little crab stick with the roe on top. Like you can
yeah.
really get just on a different planet when it comes to sushi. But at the end of the day, I think sushi has really great awareness and it understands like, hey, listen, we can't overwhelm the folks. Give them something simple, and we're gonna stay in our lane here.
We ordered sushi a couple of months ago, and I went rogue, and I ended up just eating edamame for
Yeah,
dinner
yeah,
because I couldn't finish it. It
and
was it
I
was bad.
and I think most of the uninitiated sushi people out there have done that because I've definitely
Yeah.
done that. There have been
Yeah.
nights where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna try this dragon roll. Nope, that ain't it, buddy.
Yeah.
That ain't
No.
it.
No.
You're not that
Okay.
guy, pal. Trust me.
Let me hit you with another entree. Chicken marsala.
Oh, I think chicken marsala is overrated.
Yes.
Um, Now I haven't been a mushroom guy up until recently, so let me just preface by saying now mushrooms are good. They're good in my hood. Love mushrooms now. Okay, but in years past I didn't really eat it. Even now that I like mushrooms, chicken marsala is just something texturally doesn't work for me. It's
Yeah.
just like it just brings back memories of like, bad high school lunch, and it's
Yeah.
just like I really don't want it. It's
Yeah,
just not appealing to me.
Even at Bryant University, they had the
Yeah.
chicken marsala, and that was like, oh, I guess I'm, ordering something else because that ain't it.
It's just not
Don't.
appealing. It's just not
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what you do. There's nothing you can I don't know if it's something with the sauce, or I don't know what it is, but chicken marsala just ain't it. It's just
no,
not. It's just not very good.
yeah, no. And I don't like mushrooms, so maybe that's it. But that slathered sauce on there with the mushrooms, just not working for me. I'm out on chicken marsala.
Yeah, that's fair. Now I'm gonna
Overrated.
move it. I'm gonna move it to. I mean, this could be an appetizer. This could be an entree, main dish. I don't know if I'd call it an entree. Um, this is for the folks out in the Midwest. We're talking deep dish pizza, overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. John Scott.
Overrated.
Wow.
It's base. You have to eat it with a fork and knife. It's like a lasagna. It's overrated. I don't want my pizza being this thick and I have to like cut it. It's just too much sauce. It's just too much dough. It's overrated. Give me a thin slice.
You know, as you were talking, I couldn't help but just have your New York flag just staring at me. I just feel like that's the New York bias in you, John. I'm asking you to come here with put your bias aside.
Well, there's no bias.
I,
That's just a
I,
shitty slice of. It's a shitty slice. Deep dish sucks.
so is there no scenario where deep dish is even a question? Like if you go to Chicago, are you not gonna get a Chicago deep dish pizza?
If I go to Chicago and the only thing around me is Domino's, Papa John's, and another fast food place I can't even think of, I'll get a deep dish. But other than that, I don't want a deep dish pizza. I just don't want it. It's overrated. There's no like it's just too much.
Like, I'm just I'm
It's like
just
when you order it's like when you order a burger and the patty is this thin, but the bun is like this. It's like, did I order a burger or did I order a bun? That's the
it,
same thing. It's all dough and
I
sauce.
I agree. It's a different take on a pizza. It's definitely a different take on a pizza. And let me just say this. I've had very, very good Chicago deep dish pizzas. I really have. Um, it's not my pizza of choice. I'm more of a thin slice guy. Give me a nice big thin slice. That's just me personally. Um, I do think it's overrated. I do think it's
Yeah, I mean,
overrated.
people will die at the stake for a deep dish.
I just
It's
wanted
not
to
good.
I just wanted to, defend Chicago deep dish pizza for a little bit because it does get it gets a rap. It gets a rap, and I don't think it's complete throw it in the trash dog shit. I really don't. Um, but I do think it's overrated. I do think it's overrated.
Way overrated. The only thing I can do with the deep dish is compare it to a thin slice, and to compared to a thin slice, it's just
Yeah, but there's a lot of different
not as
pizza
good.
out there, John. There's a nice, you get a nice Neapolitan pizza. You can, you know, there's other pizzas that you can get.
Yeah, but in terms of the deep dish, it's overrated. It's overhyped. People go to Chicago, they're like, "Oh my god, I need a deep dish." Like, okay, maybe if I go to Chicago, I'll get one slice, but then it's still in my head. I'm like, this is overrated.
Well, people say the same thing about a Philly cheesesteak. You know what I mean? Like when people go to Philly, it's like I got, you know what I mean. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do people slander the cheesecake, the cheesesteak like Chicago deep dish pizza gets slandered? I don't think so.
Well, it depends on where you go, though. I think that's the thing.
All right, all
People will
right,
come.
that's fair.
People will come to Philly and get a cheesesteak from Wawa,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or they'll go to like one place, like they'll go to a certain place, and it's just not as good. Like I feel like with the cheesesteak in Philly, you got to go to like the slums to get a good one, not the place that's
Very
like the
true.
first one you see on TripAdvisor.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like you got to go to like
yeah.
the real shops.
You're gonna have to put your life on the line a little bit,
Yeah,
to get a good
but
cheesesteak.
it'll be worth it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay.
there's nothing to compare a cheesesteak to.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can compare a deep dish to a thin slice.
Yeah. That's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
okay, I'm gonna stick with the entree and let me go with meatloaf.
Oof. Jesus Christ, man! You really came out of left field with this one. I mean, how do you put a rating on meatloaf?
I say it's underrated. I
Uh,
say it's underrated.
well, let's hear it, John, because I don't know.
People don't show love to the meatloaf. It's got a bad rap. As soon as somebody says meatloaf, they're just like, ugh, meatloaf. It's good. Basically just like ground beef. You put some ketchup, slather it with ketchup. I think it's I think a meatloaf is underrated.
Do you now? This is a serious question. This is a very serious question. Do you think part of the slander when it comes to meatloaf is in the name? Is
Yeah,
it
it's
is
not
it
an appealing
victim?
name.
Is it victim of poor marketing on its own end? Like
Yes.
it needs a little bit of a rebranding,
Yeah.
right? Like it.
Nothing sounds good that's meat and loaf
Right.
together.
Right.
Like it just doesn't really go. Like bread loaf, but it's still good. It's still good. Maybe that's just the fat in me coming out because
Yeah.
it's just all
I,
fucking meat.
I
But
really don't
pause.
have. I really don't have an opinion on meatloaf. I've hadn't had in so long. When I think meatloaf, I also think of Salisbury steak. Remember Salisbury
Okay.
steak? That's I kind of
Yeah,
put
I
them in
think
the
of like
same category. I think of like a TV dinner. You know, that's what I
yeah,
that's what I think of, and when I think of that, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound
yeah,
great to me. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's another reason why it gets a bad rep because meatloaf is like traditional, hungry man or whatever
Oh yeah.
frozen dinners. However, I mean, we went to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and I had to tell the guy, the waiter, I was like, I'm actually going to get the meatloaf, I think. And I said it like that, and it was like more of an upscale
Oh,
meatloaf. It was like one slice, and like
yeah,
with mashed potatoes underneath. It was like I had a little bacon wrap. It wasn't like a log of meatloaf,
yeah. He didn't throw a
but it
fucking
was
brick on your
yeah,
fucking
but it
plate.
was good. It was good. I'm gonna say meatloaf underrated.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give that to you. I mean, again, I haven't had it in so long. It's tough for me to have an opinion. So I'm gonna go. This will be my last one here, John. I'm kind of stuck between two here.
Let's hear them both. Let's hear them both. We'll get these two
So
going.
I'm gonna save the one I kind of know for last. But this isn't an entree. It's an item. It's an
Okay.
item, and again, it's been a trendy item over the past 5 years, and I'm interested just to get your thoughts. I'm talking overrated, underrated, perfectly rated truffles.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't tell you the last time I just had like a truffle.
No,
I've
I'm
no
just saying like the craze of the truffle. Like we're talking truffle fries, truffle oil. They put truffle into like rice now. They put
perfectly rated. Then I mean, it's good. Hit me with the truffle fry, and I'm there. I'm there for
like they shave truffle on
it.
top of they do like a truffle risotto. Like they really like truffle has when you're talking like the mid to upscale restaurants, truffle has really infiltrated these places.
It's good. I mean, it adds a good flavor to like your fry or potato dish. I mean, I'm there for it. I love truffle.
Yeah.
Truffle fries. Anything truffle. So I think it's perfectly rated. I
A
think
nice truffle aioli. Like,
you're
now you
talking.
yeah, yeah.
You're talking.
I just, it's something that I love a good truffle fry. I really do.
Yeah.
Truffle risotto, fantastic. Um, Sometimes I think they're can be overused and like in places where you don't really need it. Like now the dish went from being $26 to $32 just because it has truffle on it,
A little
and
shredded truffle
that's what
on
I'm
it.
saying. Like, you want some extra truffle for $4? It's like, no,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I will say truffle is perfectly rated.
Perfect.
Um, I think it has versatility. I think it has a very distinct flavor. It's not something that's just like you throw on and you have no idea. Like it's like I don't have enough. Like it really stands out. But it doesn't always overshine the star of the show. So
Yep.
truffle perfectly rated.
Yep.
Um,
Here's one for you, and I know this answer from you.
yeah.
Wings.
Oh my God, they're perfect.
Perfectly
They're
rated.
absolutely perfect.
I
They're
mean, who
absolutely perfect.
perfectly rated? Who doesn't like wings? Now, one thing, boneless or wing in?
Oh, I'm a bone in guy. There's
Yep.
only one way to eat a chicken wing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, I know people out there, your tender stands. I get it. When I say chicken wings, I don't mean tenders. I don't mean boneless. I want the bone
Yeah.
in
You gotta work
like,
for it a little bit, but
yeah,
it's
no,
worth it.
yeah,
But it's worth it.
and that's the thing. Like, the reward is great. Like it's fantastic. And the bone adds more flavor. Believe it or not, people don't know, but the bone gives it flavor. It
Yeah.
really does. So
The
chicken
only
wings are
people that
perfect.
like boneless are the fat people that don't want to work for their wing.
No, I'm
You know?
working. I'm working.
Yeah, I'm working a little bit. It's worth it. So
I'm
perfectly rated wings.
yeah, and wings again, like wings similar to like sushi we were talking about, right? It has its own lane for everyone, right? Like I'm a bone in guy. There are tender people out there. You can get a popcorn chicken. You can get, you know what I mean? Like you can really get diversity when it comes to, I guess, uh, different forms of like chicken wings, like kind of
Yeah,
fast eating chicken, whatever you want to call it. But that's why chicken wings are great. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's got versatility. Again, you can hit it with whatever sauce you want, dipping sauce, wet sauce, whatever it is. You get a little dry rub going. I'm a huge dry rub guy. So chicken wings, absolutely perfect,
perfect.
perfectly rated. And the last one I got for you, John, here, and I know your thoughts on this, but again, I want you to just try and give me a good, solid, strong answer here. Overrated, underrated, perfectly rated cheesecake.
Overrated.
I
Overrated.
knew this was coming. Yep,
Overrated.
yep. I got him going,
Don't
people.
I
I got
don't
him
want
going.
a cold
I got him
cheese.
going.
Ugh. It is gross. It is gross. Overrated. Why? I don't know how Cheesecake Factory is still in business. I don't. First of all, they have a million different items on their menu, and they're all microwave because they're not all coming out with a good meal. Then okay, let's get past the meal. Then we'll get to the cheesecake. I don't care what flavor it is, Oreo, red velvet, OG cheesecake. It is gross. It is gross. I don't want a cold wet cheese. Just doesn't sound appealing to me. It
Okay,
sounds
okay,
gross.
okay, okay. I,
I digress.
no, 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 it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide some insight for the people. For those who don't know, John does not like cold cheese. He just doesn't.
Nope.
Now, when we're talking on the sandwich, a hoagie, a grinder, whatever you want to call it, he just doesn't. So it's gotta be either
Melted.
toasted, pressed. We need some sort of warmth when it comes to the cheese. So mind you, I knew what his answer was going to be when it came to
Oh,
cheesecake. I think that cheesecake is underrated. I really enjoy cheesecake. And I'm not a sweets guy. Those of you who know, I'm not a sweets guy. But cheesecake, I think, is fantastic. Again, it's got the versatility, it's got diversity. You can get it however you want it. If you're a chocolate lover, boom, they got something for you. If you want
yeah, but it's
something
all the
sweet,
same. It's
if you
wet
want
cheese.
something, if you want something fruity, if you want something that has a little bit of crunch, a little bit of garnish on it. I mean, it's just cheesecake. I think it's just a really nice blend texturally.
Oh,
I think it's fantastic. I really
oh,
do. Cheesecake underrated, absolutely with no question. And
overrated. I got one more for you. I got one more.
oh wow,
This is really coming out of left field, but I know you guys like to brunch a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ready for this one?
I'm not actually no.
Huevos rancheros.
What are you doing with the huevos? What? It's
I've
man.
never seen anybody order it. I've never sat down and somebody be like, you know what? I'm going to try the huevos rancheros.
I'm just gonna have to go out on a limb and say overrated. I
It
mean,
has to be. I
I
don't.
just, it seems like I just feel like it's a menu item that doesn't belong. It's always there, and it's like, who's ordering this? Like, you go to a brunch spot, you never see anyone eating it, and just who wants beans for breakfast? Like, what are we doing? Like, who wants black beans in their breakfast? I don't
if I
understand it.
if I start the day with beans, you're
I
in for
mean,
a
we're
world of
done.
hurt the whole day.
We're absolutely done.
At least for dinner, I can, later on, but all day long, no. Huevos rancheros overrated. Get it off the brunch menus.
I
Nobody
just,
orders it.
I just don't. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what the trend. It's just, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Beans and breakfast, they just don't go together. They don't.
No,
Overrated.
no.
Huevos rancheros. Get them out of here. Um, No, I mean, great segment. That's all I got for you, John. Great segment.
Yeah.
Definitely a ton of good content, ton to talk about there. Interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. And I think, without further ado, we're going to jump into our top five. Exciting top five, staying on the topic of food. This is a foodie episode for all you out there. And we are going to go with our top five sides, right? We're not talking about the stars of the show, right? We're talking about the Robins to the Batman, okay?
Yep.
Right? We're talking about the guys that don't get the spotlight. We're going to bring them into the spotlight. Top five sides. John, I'm going to kick it over to you to get started.
All right, I'm going to start off with number 5, mainly found in steakhouses, but I think it should be offered more.
Okay.
Number 5, creamed spinach.
I knew it. I knew it.
Put me on putting my Popeye shit. Cream spinach. You get a little vegetables, so you feel like you're, healthy, but then you got the cheese in there, so
Yeah.
it
Oh
brings it
yeah.
back down to reality. So number 5, cream spinach. A couple of buddies, roommates in college used to make fun of me because I was trying to, maintain my weight. So every night I would have grilled chicken and cream spinach.
I mean,
That was it.
you're throwing your diet out of the window with the cream spinach. The cream spinach is worse nutritionally than the chicken. The
Oh
spinach
yeah.
is worse, dude.
Oh yeah, but still, I don't know. Maybe because I was like we were working out a lot, so I could still get away with the cream spinach. Cream spinach, number 5 for me.
Wow. Sure.
Number 4
Okay.
is going to be a cornbread. Just a great piece of cornbread on the side is great.
You want some jalapeno in that cornbread?
Don't fucking give me with the jalapenos on the cornbread. I don't like that shit. Just give me a nice piece of cornbread with the actual corn in the cornbread.
Okay.
I don't want jalapenos in the cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to be in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, just
Mm-hmm.
like you ever see that video of the lady dumping vegetables into the mac and cheese? No, no. Cornbread, number 4,
Okay.
which could be higher, but still. Number 3, loaded mashed potato or garlic mash.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's a potato and you load it up with cheese and bacon. You can't go wrong. It's great. It can go with almost anything.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
a great side.
Yeah. Sure.
Do I need to say more on that? I don't think so. That's a
No,
great
I
side.
mean it's a staple. You know,
Yeah.
it's steady Eddie. It's very consistent. Um,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Just a great side.
it's a great
Just a
side,
great side.
solid side.
Number 2 is going to be the fry category for me. Now, you could do loaded fries. You could do truffle fries, garlic parm fries. I'm going to throw tater tots in that too
Okay.
because it's a close relative,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay.
I mean, if you're a restaurant and you do tater tots well, it's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing like a good tater tot,
Sure.
fry,
Yeah.
loaded, truffle,
Mm-hmm.
garlic parm, all great. I don't really like the sweet potato fries, but that's me. That's me being picky. I'd rather go with those over the sweet potato fry.
Okay.
Number 1 has to be mac and cheese. It's got to be mac and cheese. I mean, if you do a lobster mac at a steakhouse,
Yeah.
my issue is I never get enough. I always want more. I always want more. It's like if I'm between like a mac and cheese and it looks bomb, like at a barbecue joint, sometimes I'll just double up on the mac and cheese instead of a vegetable. It's like, hey, I'm about to stuff my face with these ribs and this pulled pork. What do I need a vegetable for? Just kick it out. Double me down on the mac and cheese. 2 servings, please, and thank you. And I'll be crushing it.
Oh,
Doesn't need
man.
any vegetables, nothing else, just no jalapenos, nothing, just a straight up mac and cheese. It can be white cheddar. I like a little white cheddar
Okay.
or a lobster mac, but mac and cheese is number 1.
Okay. I think that's a really solid list. I'm not gonna lie, John. That's a fat man's list right there.
Oh, I mean, come on, come on.
That's a big man list.
That's a big boy list. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a DH list right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have many issues. I'll say this. We have a few that are the same, but there's some different ones on here, which I'm very, very curious to get your. So I was very torn. I didn't know what to do with my 5 and 6. So I just went with my gut here. At number 5, coming in, top 5 sides, corn on the cob. Okay. I love corn on the cob. Okay. It can come in 2 different fashions to me. All right. Just hear me out, John. Hear me out. It's a few and far between side for sure. It's few and far between. But a nice grilled, charred, where the kernels are just turning black, like brownish. You get a nice butter on there, some salt and pepper. Absolutely fantastic. Corn on the cob coming in at the 5 spot.
Now, what about when it's shaved off that cob?
No. It was
got to be on the cob.
I was very intentional when I said corn on the cob, and just say corn, right? Because I don't want moist corn just sitting there. I just don't. It's just
there's always water at the bottom.
It's just gross. It's just absolutely gross.
Yeah.
Right. I'm talking corn on the cob. Get your hands dirty. Right. It's not a pretty meal to eat, but it's gonna be it's gonna be satisfying. Corn on the cob.
Shout out to Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. Kentucky legend. At number 4, I'm gonna go with roasted broccoli. Roasted broccoli at number 4. Listen, again, it's not flashy. It's not flashy, but there are times where you have a very large entree on your hands and you need to get through and you want to get to the meat and potatoes. Okay? Broccoli is a very, very good side. When made well, I think broccoli, a nice roasted charred broccoli, I think is fantastic. I really do. It's a good side. It's a good
That
side.
the issue with that is some restaurants don't do it well when they don't roast it enough,
Sure,
and then it's and then
sure.
it's and then it's shit.
Yeah,
It's shit.
yeah. Now you're just eating raw broccoli, and
Yeah,
it's.
I'd prefer like a roasted vegetable medley over
See,
over
no,
broccoli.
the medley. You really get dangerous with the medley. You get dangerous, so you gotta be
Yeah.
careful with that.
Oh, another one that I would probably go over the broccoli is like a Brussels sprouts with the cheese and the bacon on it.
See. That was in like the 7 spot for me. The crispy
Mm,
Brussels with the bacon.
yeah,
But I'm not a huge Brussels guy. I'm just
yeah,
really not. That's really the only way I'll eat it. And it just didn't have enough gusto to get into my top 5. So
yeah. The broccoli for me, if I have too much of it, is
yeah, but
farting.
so here's what I'll say about the broccoli too is it's usually a secondary side, right? So if there's a place where you get 2 sides, right? Like I'll get a mash and a broccoli,
Yeah,
right? Like so you have that balance. Because if you double up on mash, like good luck with your steak or whatever because you're
yeah,
done.
yeah,
Like you're gonna need a wheelbarrow to get out of there.
yeah.
So
You only get a couple fillets of the broccoli.
sure. So that's gonna be my number 4. At number 3, again, staying in the veggie route. We're all about the veg. All
Oh,
about the veg.
wow. This guy's a vegan.
Roasted asparagus. Roasted asparagus is fantastic with some garlic, with some Parmesan cheese. It's very, very good. I don't know if there's a vegetable that accompanies a steak better than a roasted asparagus. I'm
That,
telling you.
that's a good point. No knock on the asparagus other than the pee afterwards
Sure.
being ripe,
Yeah,
but
yeah. You get,
very good.
you
Asparagus
take a
is
look
good.
at the bad. So that's the 3 spot. At the Our top 2, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, John. At
Yeah.
number 2, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is, again, if you don't know by now, I'm a guy that likes variety. I like variety. You can get a garlic mash, you can get a loaded mash, you can get a cheddar garlic mash.
Mm-hmm.
You can really get crazy. You can get a nice whipped mash, right, where it's nice and fluffy. I mean, you really can take mashed potatoes to another level. You really
Yep.
can. And then you can get real classic with it. Just throw some gravy on it, right? Like you
Oh
can,
yeah.
it's just, I know some people that put some peas in their mashed potatoes. That's not really for me. But mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, like they're just very good.
Yep.
Very, 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 very good. At number 1, I'm gonna go with the French fry. I'm happy that you put tater tots into the French fry category because I really, really had a hard time. I kind of separated them. That was going to be my honorable mention was the tater tot. So I
Yeah.
just, French fries for me, it's just I've had French fries 20 different ways, and I like them all. They're just
Yeah.
good. They're just
It's
good.
good.
You just got to fry them. As long as you fry them enough, they're always going to be good. Don't give me a
Yeah.
limp, soggy fry. But French fries, whether it's with a burger, I can eat it with a steak. I can get a sweet potato fry. I can get a waffle fry. I can get a curly fry. Shout out to Hooters. Great curly fry at Hooters.
Mm-hmm.
It's versatile. It's very good. Who doesn't love French fries? French fries number 1.
What was your honorable mention? Did you have one?
So my honorable mention, so it was going to be tater tots because
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
but now if I move that up, it's crispy Brussels.
Yep. Crispy Brussels. The ones that we kept off, we didn't have rice on there.
Yeah.
I mean, just doesn't do it for me. Never order rice as a side, really.
It's just not, yeah.
No,
It's
unless I'm
just,
eating Chinese.
yeah. But that
That's it.
it just comes with it. Like
Yeah.
it's almost part of the entree
Yeah.
in,
That's
in,
it.
in, in some dishes.
Yeah. I think one of the worst sides has to be just an OG baked potato.
It's
Just the
not,
OG baked potato opened up with a slab of butter. It's just it's bland. It's bland.
yeah, it's not great, but like, it's not something I'm ordering. It's not something I'm ordering.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of baked potato reminds me of like middle school lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
Yeah.
what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
take what you can
Yeah.
get there.
But I mean, we could talk about this category for hours now. We hope to hear some feedback from you all about what your top fives are, or what you think is overrated and underrated. I mean, it was tough to come up with a list. The list could we could keep on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for guys for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our list of foods. Us being bigger guys, we love to talk about foods. At least I'll speak for myself, being a bigger guy. I love to talk about food.
I'm
So
with you there, John.
thank you guys for listening into episode 3 of the DH Pod.
See you, ladies and gentlemen.